MyMac Podcast 946, Travelling Woes.
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast. This is most likely going to be a slightly shorter show because it's just going to be a slightly shorter show, but it will not, I swear to you, it will not be lacking in the funny. Now, as I said, no big tech show this week. However, we do have Gaz's snippets and his links and his tips and just how bad, Gaz, can a few flights go? Oh, let me spin you a tale. And that is exactly what I'm going to do when we get to the second part of the show. And just to reassure everyone, there will be some tech involved besides airplanes and the weirdness that can happen with that kind of traveling. How are you, sir? And I am, you know what? Before I said that, there was something I should have done, which was this. There. Okay. How are you,
I'm
sir?
here. I'm very well. And people may think that I don't listen to you, Guy, but I do listen. And you said tips in your intro.
I'm so looking forward to it because, you know, this is a tech show. So in a tech show, especially when you have a long precedent of tips for this show, I'm sure that it is going to be a whiz bang one because I got almost nothing this week.
We did speak about this, Guy. I said, yeah. Leave it with me.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah, leave it with me. Anyway, lots, Guy, since our last pod, which seems so long ago. Wow. I've written here: dogs, bikes, riding, gardening, volunteering, friends and family round. Whoa, lots. Yeah.
Whoa.
So we went to the dogs. Now, anybody in the UK will probably know. We know what he means. He's really going downhill. Yeah, if you're watching the video, you'll see me laughing. No, going to the dogs in the UK normally means going greyhound racing around the local dog track. And that's what we did last.
You were the dogs. You were the greyhounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
The family went. There was 18 of us, and there's 6 in a race. So
crowded.
There was 4 races. There wasn't 4 races. There was 3 races. I can't add up. Yeah. And the rabbit. So Wilf was the dog that we were trying to catch. He won.
Of course he did.
Yes.
He's much faster.
And we had friends round, family round, been out volunteering, doing bike rides with Mrs. Gaz as well. We've been going to cafes, long mileage. She's on her electric bike and going uphill into the distance. And I have to go to try and keep up with her. And then,
but the good thing about that is it keeps your heartbeat going.
Well, but you know the story behind that, don't you? Because I've told you the story with my Apple Watch. Look at my Apple Watch.
Where is it?
It's charging because I'm just giving it a bit of a boost before I put it on overnight. So
it is late for you right now.
Late-ish, yes. Late-ish at the weekend, because that's when we're recording.
Yeah. Of course.
Anyway,
of course it is.
It's going to be late out this podcast, but never mind. People don't mind as long as we're getting something out, you know.
Yes.
And how are you? Are you going to say anything in your little section, or are you storing it up for the big middle?
I'm going to say just a little bit right here.
You're going to say a little bit? Yeah, I bet.
A little bit. I'm going to say the good stuff right here.
Guy says a little bit. Yeah. Right.
Well, in comparison to what's coming, this is going to be a little bit. So I had, of course I was away and went to Denver to see my sister for the first time in 10 years and her 2 girls and her husband, John. And then I went to Idaho to see my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, and Tracy showed up later on. And she's actually still in Idaho as we speak right now. All of it's right. All of the time that I spent on the ground, actually mostly, but there's something that did happen while I was in Denver that I am not going to talk about here on the show. And ask me to explain it later.
I'll see if I can remember.
Yeah, because it was not good. But
Oh,
all of the rest of it, I had such a wonderful time with my sister Nancy, and I had a wonderful time in Idaho. My sister-in-law has like all kinds of fresh tomatoes that she's growing and grapes that in the long run, most of us regretted eating later on. But I won't go into that either. No. But they
No.
were quite tasty at the time. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Was there
But
a reason they were tasty? I'll ask you later.
Yeah. I almost said something and then said, no, don't go there, Guy. Do not go there.
No.
And I don't know if you can tell, but I am still recording on my $37. And as it turns out, I just heard somebody talk about this on a YouTube video that was discussing this and its condenser microphone counterpart, the 669C, that the company's name is actually Fine, which makes no sense because it's spelled Fifine, which to me is Fine. Yeah, but apparently it's Fine. Marketing guy for Fine.
Can I just say
fine work somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. So it was actually a marketing guy from the company that said and pronounced it like that.
No, it was a guy on YouTube talking about microphones, but he had received something.
I prefer to believe your description of how to say the company guy, rather than some other geezer on YouTube who happened to be reviewing a mic that he was sent because you bought the mic, Guy, and you are an expert in having lots of mics.
Yeah, I'm really good at having lots of mics, guys. And I must say, I resent being called a geezer. I'm not saying I don't resemble it.
I didn't call you a geezer. I said some other geezer.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't imply me at all. Okay, Good enough. I'm glad we have that cleared up. Well, with all that being said, we should probably go right over to Gaz's snippets. Yeah, you were ready. Thumbs up.
Oh, just superb. Right. So anybody watching on YouTube, apologies, I'm not going to be looking at the camera because camera's over here, screen is over here. So you'll just have to look at a side-on view. It is the best side, although I've got my beats in this here. So apologies for that.
Now what you do is wear sunglasses, and then they can't tell anyway.
Cool. Then I won't be able to read. A decade after a disastrous launch, is Apple Maps finally good? It just made me laugh when I saw that. I've been using the reason I put that in was I thought Apple Maps has been out for 10 years. I know. Cool, blimey, governor, is what I actually thought. Apple can keep App Store rules for now as a top court spurns Epic. The US Supreme Court let Apple keep its App Store payment rules in place for the time being, rejecting Epic Games' requests that would have let developers start directing iPhone users to other purchasing options. Not sure.
I was going to say that is so sad, and I have this for Timmy over there at Epic.
You have failed me for the last time.
Now, the only problem is the date of that is the 9th of August, because obviously I was collecting snippets for some time. So I hope in between I don't find another snippet which contradicts that snippet. And I don't think there is. And if anything has changed in those 13 or 14 days, my apologies. But I'm just going to run with it. That's not going to do it. No, that's just not going to do it. Apple's TV app is the new home of iTunes movie trailers. Kind of makes sense, really.
That didn't switch over when they switched it to Apple TV?
No, apparently not. But they have done now, which kind of makes sense. Interestingly, I was looking on my... hang on a minute. I don't know why it just told me that, and I don't know why it's lost it, Guy. I've got no idea. So I'm going to go to that to see if it kicks in. It's not. So we've lost. So anybody listening, You've got no idea what's going on. I'm afraid it's not kicking in, guys. So you'll just have to live with nothing, I'm afraid. So
It's okay.
that's kind.
The last show we had nothing from either one of us. So
yeah. So apparently my video has disappeared from the website, and I don't know.
Right, well,
why,
what
so,
I'll do is I'll just go full screen.
yeah, you go full screen, and people can watch you.
Oh, you're back.
Have I come back?
Yeah.
Have I come back? Are you sure?
Well, sort of. You're frozen.
Well, now but I can't
But
see
let
anything.
it go. You're frozen, Gaz, but let it go.
Oh, very good, very good. You're so clever. You're so clever.
I'm going to leave it just like this. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, because I don't know.
You got this great look on your face like this. You can see me, right? You're like,
hang on a minute. Let me have a look at you. Go on. Oh no, hang on. I'm trying to fix it. So don't talk. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, please. Right. Okay. So let me just get out of there and go and carry on with Gaz's snippets, which are now. So what's my look, Guy? Just tell me what my look is like. That's cool. I'll live with that. Right. So I'm going to carry on. Apple's, so it's basically moved into it says the new home of iTunes movie trailers. They really don't know what to do with iTunes, do they? They've kind of got stuck.
There is no iTunes. It's gone.
Well, it's funny because I actually see that there's an iTunes app on my phone, which I can't look at because, mind you, the camera's not working, so it doesn't matter. We'll come to that next week. This is just turned into Apple has invested over 500. See the way I've moved on? Apple has invested.
No. I could tell that you were up, and now we just lost you completely. We just lost you completely. Totally gone. Okay, everyone. Sorry about that ever so slight technical issues that just kind of compounded on itself.
Guy, Guy.
Yeah.
Can I just say, don't apologize, because nobody's watching live. So they've had about a nanosecond of interruption.
Oh, okay. So nothing bad happened ever. It's all good. Gaz had to sneeze, so we stopped the recording so he could sneeze, and now we're back.
Yeah, go with that.
Sure.
Apple has invested over 500 billion. As I think I might have said, did you see how I moved us on there? Apple has invested over 500 billion into stock buybacks since 2012. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of buybacks. It reinforces the stock position and the company overall. I'm sure they'll continue to do it.
Wait, before you move on from that, though, I heard about that.
Right.
But our favorite private investor has bought even more since then.
Well,
you know who I mean.
I know who you mean. And the thing is, he's probably buying more because he sees the logic of what they're doing. Yes.
And the stock's
going
up.
Can we just say we're not investment gurus, so don't listen to what we say. No. Judge has finally cleared.
Bad idea if you do.
Judge, will you let me finish?
Yes.
A judge has finally cleared way for Apple's 500 million iPhone throttling settlement. Right, Guy, do you know how much you're going to get if you're one of those people who's claimed?
$3.87.
No, a lot more than that. A lot more than that. $65 each. So, do you know, I'd like to know who was the first person to put that claim in. And I put a little bet. My own cynical thought process is that maybe somehow they was connected to a law firm. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. My own personal view, now, cynical as I am.
Hold on. Are you trying to tell me that a US-based lawyer would debase themselves so terribly that they would basically become an ambulance chaser to go after one of the world's biggest stock companies or biggest computer companies? Because I won't believe it, Gaz. Not for a minute.
And that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Mac malware can easily bypass Apple's background task manager security, or as said, security researcher. macOS has a number of built-in tools to detect Mac malware, with background task manager added to the defenses last year. However, a security researcher says that this can be trivially bypassed and that Apple failed to act on his recommendations to fix it. And then you get his name. I'm not going to say his name,
Good.
because I've got a feeling he might be looking for clicks. And if it was that good, I think Apple might have reacted to it. We'll see. Ford has tapped Eddie Q's former deputy Peter Stern to lead services after Mr. Stern has recently left Apple.
I thought he was doing like a radio show. Oh, wait, no, that's Howard. Never mind.
Hidden. I think that's only funny in the States.
Yeah, probably. He's not. No, he's not really. He's not even funny here anymore.
No, but you're funny. Hidden
Yeah,
AirTag. Yeah, well, some people.
Yeah,
think
some.
you're
Yeah, occasionally.
funny. I think you're.
Thank you,
hilarious.
Greg from NC. I appreciate all of it.
A hidden AirTag. This is supposed to be a quick show, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Hidden AirTag comes to the rescue for a woman in the Netherlands after a thief nabs a bicycle. Now, how does she catch them? I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. I'm just saying. If she was running and he was on a bike, how did she catch him? I'll leave it there. Apple wins a Bluetooth pairing patent case as a judge has applied a common sense test. Common sense from a judge.
In the U.S. In the U.S.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
I'm thinking that this is fictional and is soon going to be an Apple TV television production.
You could be right. You could
be
right.
right.
On the 15th of August, it was happy 25th birthday iMac. Happy birthday to the iMac. Back on 15th of August. Happy birthday to the iMac. Back on 15th of August. Yeah, and the rest of it. Apple has released. I was quite surprised when I saw this because my Apple Watch suddenly said, you have an update. So it was 9.6.1. And if you've got an Apple Watch which can accept it, you best update it. Apple Watch X or 10. So I've got a feeling it's going to be 10, isn't it? Rather than X. Although people are always, this is a new one. The reason I brought this out, because we don't normally do rumors and snippets, but it's Apple Watch 10 with blood pressure monitor looks like a big winner. Well, it would be if it has it.
And it actually works.
So we'll see on that one. Apple
that would actually probably make me buy a new Apple Watch if it.
Correct, Mundo. I think it'd make a lot of people buy an Apple Watch, to be honest with you. Apple buying Disney is no longer as crazy an idea as it was.
I can't imagine the EU or
if you think, well, I've got another story coming up, which I'll combine it. Remind me when I come to the next story, and you'll know what it is when I get there. Okay. And I'll refer back to this one as well at that same time. Apple is number one in product placements in film and TV.
Dun, dun, dun. I can't find, I keep looking for it. I can't find it.
Apple, it's too late now. You can't use it now. Apple has prepped next month's iPhone 15 launch with regulatory filings and more. Now, it's not a rumor. They have to do that. Yeah. There you go. End of story. Unknown Apple model spotted as iPhone 15 event nears, related to the previous story. So the previous story says Apple preps for next month's iPhone 15 launch with regulatory filings and more, which will probably have lots of numbers in it. And then this one is unknown Apple model number spotted as iPhone 15 event. Come on, Macworld. You can do better than that. That's all I want to say.
They probably got it from an analyst who made the assumption that, wait, hold on. Apple releasing new iPhones in September.
Dun, dun, dun.
When has that ever happened? Every year.
And apparently a Chicago man has tracked down a stolen motorcycle with an AirTag, but police can't help recover it, probably because he's too fast.
Probably.
Apple may not Yeah, we'll move on from that.
I don't know why that struck me as so funny.
Apple may not offer a leather cases for the iPhone 15 lineup. This story has rattled on, and people have been going on about, oh, I'm not going to be able to have a leather iPhone case. Well, I'm sure there'll be other companies that make them, but I want an Apple iPhone case.
Listen. Nagas are an endangered species. Okay. We don't want to kill Nagas just so that you can have your stupid Naga hide leather Apple case. All right.
Security
Leave the Nagas
firm
alone. They deserve to live.
security firm Jamf has published a report that explains how it discovered a way to simulate. I could just leave that there, couldn't I? But I won't. Yeah. Simulate, not stimulate, simulate airplane mode in iOS 16. With this fake mode, an attacker can gain access to your iPhone even though you may think it's offline. If that's true, I'm sure there will be a fix out soon.
That's like the biggest F word jump that I have ever heard. What? Okay. I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted is what I am.
It says, do you want me to read more?
No. Do not give it any more credit, any more ink, any more airtime. No.
Apparently, Mr. Glenn Beck is back to the Apple podcast. Apparently, the trademark dispute has been resolved and he's back on. There you go. I knew you'd be happy with that, Guy. I knew you'd be happy with that. Happy. Apparently, Apple has released Mac OS.
Yeah, Glenn Beck can get a weekly damn show. I am so much funnier than Glenn Beck. I am freaking hysterical next to Glenn Beck, and yet no show for Guy.
You're definitely hysterical. Apple has released Mac OS Ventura. Will you let me finish?
I'm letting you finish.
Apple has released Mac OS Ventura 13.5.1 with a fix for a location services bug. So, update, people.
Yeah.
Apple Vision Pro might have more storage than most iPhones. This is a story. It's a story. I didn't go and read it because I couldn't be bothered. Guy's fallen off his chair. Apple has highlighted the Apple Card customer satisfaction ranking. I wonder why they've highlighted it. Oh, let me guess. They've been rated as really good.
It's not like you hear someone working for Huawei going, well, everyone kind of hates us, so let's put that out there.
Correct. Apple and some other US tech firms have signed a letter protesting India's PC import restrictions. I wonder why.
Huh. In related news, Apple is opening a computer factory in India.
India. That was aimed at India.
Yeah.
That comment that you just made. Yes. Apple doesn't need to acquire ESPN to become the worldwide leader in sports. More on that later. More on that. In fact, I'm just going to read a little bit because it's got our favorite word in it. On Thursday, Wedbush. Wedbush. Your app. Oh, this one. I got so angry when I read this, Guy. I got so angry.
And so you're going to tell that to me now. You're going to tell that to me now. Okay, good.
Your Apple Watch band is likely covered in bacteria, a new study says.
Mine or someone else's?
No, just yours.
Oh, of course it is. Oh my God, there's dead skin in there.
Guy.
Yeah.
It's the same for every article of whatever it is that you're wearing, that you wear on a regular basis if you don't wash it.
I don't even want to think about what's under this eye patch, Gaz. I do not even want to think about it. See, this is why I need a show more than Glenn Beck. Okay? I swear, if I hadn't already named the show Traveling Woes, it would be a really, really angry comment toward Glenn Beck.
Tesla rolls out Apple shortcuts helping automate and use of Siri for vehicle controls. I think I'll just move it on, calm you down. Apple support app now offers more info on nearby locations. Excuse me, why did it not do that previously? Oh, it does say more info. What, like when it's open, where it is?
That would be nice. How do you get there?
Yeah.
I want to go to McDonald's. Okay. Well, can you like tell me? No.
No, not yet.
But I'm glad you want to go there.
Yeah. A US judge has oh dear, this is taking far too long. A US judge has dismissed a lawsuit alleging Apple Watch sensor exhibiting racial bias. Oh dear. Can I
hold on. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So the apps on an Apple Watch are showing
let me just read the first part of this story. Apparently, late last year, a class action lawsuit was filed against Apple, alleging that the blood oxygen sensor on the Apple Watch is racially biased against people with dark skin tones. Apparently, on Monday this week, a US judge said, no. It's
filed in East Texas.
I'm not sure where it was. I mean, the problem is, I'm just going to make a statement here. Every single bit of coding, and coding would have been used in this process, but every single piece of coding has bias in it. Every single piece. AI does not currently exist because it would not be biased, but every single bit of coding at this point in time has bias in it. And people going, oh, yeah, but what about Chat GPT and all of those? They show bias, and it's been proven. Yes. I'll just move it on. So the judge has dismissed
I'm suing Apple because they show a bias against people with one eye.
No eyes, one ear, no ears. Yes,
bad breath.
All of those. Yeah.
All together. You got all those things together. Don't even go outside.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, totally.
Apple rolling out tap to pay on iPhone in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
this is the tap to pay where you can receive money. You know, the little just so you know.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Now, serious guy.
No,
this is not a rumor. This is an expectation, Guy. So Mac rumors. So it's not a rumor because it's from Mac Rumors. So it's not a rumor. It's an expectation.
Yeah, we all know the Mac Expectations magazine does all the rumors.
Correct.
Okay.
Apparently, the iPhone 15 Pro may be $100 to $200 more expensive. Dun dun dun.
What?
Oh dear. Made me laugh. Apple shares the Invincibles video highlighting prosthesis made with iPhone 14 Pro camera. So Apple and MKBHD have showcased the company using iPhone LiDAR to help create a pet prosthetic. Pretty damn good. I'm going to be interested in what this LiDAR. I think LiDAR's not being used enough on the phone yet. So we'll see what happens.
No, just mostly in Congress and the Senate.
I see what you said there. I got that. Most governments around the world. Yeah. Apple has seeded lots of betas. I'm just putting it out there. All right. Lots and lots of betas. I wonder why. This made me laugh. I'm going to put this in as Gaz's link afterwards, so I'm not going to repeat it in Gaz's link, but I'm definitely going to put this in Gaz's link so you can put it in the show notes. A folding iPhone available today. All you need, Guy, is 2 iPhones, some duct tape, and a Samsung app. Looks pretty cool, actually. I'm going to put that link in because it's funny. Apple in talks to invest in ARM's IPO in chip influence tug of war. Now, if you want Apple to be accused of monopolistic,
mononucleosis.
No, that's not the word, but it'll do.
The kissing disease.
Yeah. If
Apple has mono.
If you want them to be accused of that,
don't kiss your iPhone.
Kiss your iPhone. If they take over ARM, they'd definitely be. Yeah. They would definitely be accused. But if they also invested in Disney, I tell you what, the world would implode with saying Apple has to be split up into constituent parts. And that would completely ruin the company. I just wonder what's going to happen. I think they might put a little bit of money into the IPO for ARM, but they won't spend a lot of money on all of it. Because I've got a feeling, my memory does recall that actually there were several tech companies that were looking to invest in ARM, but they're certainly not going to buy ARM out.
Well, just imagine what would happen if Apple invested in duct tape. Like all those split screen iPhones.
But
the
I mean, there's
EU would have a fit.
Yeah. Well, but can you think also, if they invested in Disney as well, you know, the same, that word that you use, mono.
Yeah. Mononucleosis. There's no way that, and even if it was true.
Yeah, people, it's monopolistic. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for, right? I got there in the end. Just live with me.
And to be honest,
don't live with me.
Apple doesn't need Disney. They don't need them.
No, they don't. And I'm not sure they even need ESPN, to be perfectly honest with you.
No, I don't think they do.
I think Disney needs Apple, but Apple doesn't need Disney.
Yeah. Apple needs the USFL and the XFL. That's what Apple needs.
Now, Apple needs a little bit of ARM, but only a little bit. They only need a finger. a little pinky. Apparently, Apple has been working
There's so many ways I could go with that, but I'm going to shut up. No.
Apple has been working on the Vision Pro since the first iPhone launched. I'll tell you what.
That was a buzzkill story.
Apple Silicon Maps running Linux have received a major gaming update from the Linux project. Now,
what?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Guy. The Asahi Linux project has released the first conformant OpenGL ES 3.1 drivers for Apple Silicon Macs in a significant update for improved gaming performance on Macs running the Linux operating system, or Linux.
Okay.
Now,
that makes much more sense to me, and I'll tell you, I have to interrupt. That makes much more sense to me because I thought you said maps. And it was like, what?
Max. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
Max. Okay. No, it's not your fault. But my mind just went.
Okay. What? But can you correct me if I'm wrong? Apple is not known for gaming on Macs.
No.
I didn't think Linux was really well known for gaming either. Or am I wrong?
From what I understand, it's easier to port to Linux than it is the Mac. So if someone can, and I could be very wrong about that, but if someone can come up with a way to cross-platform converted Linux games to the Mac, then that could be very significant.
I'll do my last snippet. The Feds. No, it is. It really is. It really is. I didn't say how long it's going to take. I just said it's the last, well, for this show, not the last ever. They're not the last ever for this show. I see where you're going now. You're
Yeah.
a devil, you are.
I
The
am.
feds, will you let me finish? The feds have seized $400,000 worth of counterfeit Apple products. Guess where they
What
came
about-
from?
I'm going to do a stretch here, and I'm going to say Newark, New Jersey.
Hong Kong.
Oh, you to China.
Yeah.
Oh, never saw that coming.
Supplies. And that, folks,
they needed a lot of supplies to put all those things together.
You didn't have to explain it, Guy.
I had to explain it to myself.
True. And that, folks, is the end of Gaz's snippets.
Shortest show ever. Ever.
Right. I'm going to have to remember to put this this link in, else if I don't do it now in the Gaz's link, I forget. So there you go. It's in. Oh, dear.
There it is. Very good.
There it is.
Oh, my God. Duct tape. Apple, don't invest in duct tape. Don't do it. You'll be so sorry. All right. I would say that we're about to move in to the more serious part of the show, but that would be
You'd be
wrong.
lying.
I would totally be lying. But there was an amazing amount of stuff that happened in a really very short period of time on both going out to the West and coming back to the East. And I'm going to tell you all about it right now. But first, this is the tech that I brought with me. I had my iPad. I had a set of Bluetooth headphones because I have discovered that Apple EarPods, either the regular ones or the Pros, do not work very well in canceling out loud airplanes. Whereas headphones, especially noise canceling headphones, are. I had various charging cables. I had this, I just discovered this little stand. It folds flat, and I really should put a link for this. This could be like my pick if I can remember to do it. But it folds flat, lifts up, has a little stand for the iPhone, has a little flip out piece for the watch, and then a third Qi charger on the bottom for AirPods or something that can use that third Qi charger there on it. And it all folds flat, unfortunately has a little power brick unless you have like a USB connector that you can plug it in directly someplace. And I also had a microphone.
Just one.
Even though I took just one USB microphone, even though I knew that there was no way I was going to record anything while I was out there, but I took a microphone anyway.
Can I just reiterate that to everyone?
Sure.
You knew you weren't going to record, but you still took a microphone with you.
Yes.
Right.
And a webcam.
Did you have a computer?
I had my iPad.
What's the USB? What? And a microphone.
Glenn Beck, I am so much funnier than you are.
Yeah, but you don't know it. The USB connector that you had on the microphone, does it fit on the iPad?
Not natively. It needed help. So I
Did
took
you
a
take?
hub. I took a small USB-C hub that had USB-A ports, one USB-C port, and in case I also decided to bring another monitor, an HDMI output. What the hell was I thinking? I don't know, but that's what I did.
Right.
Oh, and of course, because I had the microphone, I then also had to take a microphone stand, and then a stand for that I wasn't going to use, and a stand for the USB camera that I wasn't going to use. all the cables that I needed to make sure all that stuff could connect.
Worked.
I wasn't going to use.
Yeah.
And because of all that, I had to take a larger backpack than I would have normally taken if I had just taken my iPad and a set of Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I haven't even gotten to the trip yet.
Well, I'm not surprised taking all that stuff.
It was like leaning back. I'm falling.
As you climbed onto the plane, did they say, so you don't need to bring a parachute on board with you?
Yeah. No, they were like, okay, I need 2 other people to go to the other side of the airplane at this point. Just sit over there instead. Got to balance it all out.
Anyway,
so
I'll let you move on.
My flights, it took me a while. My flights were on what was once my favorite airline, JetBlue. And I've talked about JetBlue on this show before and how much I was so impressed with them and loved to fly with them. And I'm not really saying that at this moment because I used my airline miles to go from DC to Denver, and it was basically going to be free, including my luggage, which you don't get on most airlines. You have to pay to check a bag, but that was all included by using my points. And so instead of paying for all of that, instead I got first class and exit row seats, which I need for my long, stupid legs. And the whole trip, round trip, DC to Denver through Boston, because reasons, was about $225, which is amazing, a great price, or so I thought. So leaving DC, we left on time. We get to Boston. We're 2.5 hours late leaving Boston, which puts me in Denver at about 1 o'clock in the morning Mountain Time, which is 3 o'clock in the morning East Coast time.
Ouch.
So by the time I got my rental car, which was a very nice Volvo C70, decent sized SUV with like 500 miles on it, beautiful car.
Yeah.
It was about 1:30 in the morning, but I had to drive about an hour to get to where my hotel was outside of the Denver airport. So I plugged my phone in thinking, no problem, Apple Maps, except this car doesn't use Apple Maps or CarPlay. And I was like, and by this time they're like, well, you're the last person, sir, we're going home. And just as I was looking back toward the main building, lights went pink. They went out. They're like, no. We know you want to use CarPlay. We're done with you. And they were out the door. It was like, damn it. So I had to use the navigation app in the car, which is not a bad navigation app, or would not have been a bad navigation app, except the person who had the car before me had turned off driving on interstates and toll roads, which meant and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until I was committed to the trip. And I'm like, why is it taking me down? There's cows on the side of the road. Some in front of the car. Why am I here?
And you thought, I know I'm driving an SUV, but hell,
Yeah. Not right. It just wasn't right. So it took me probably almost an hour longer to get to my hotel than it would have if I had just been able to get on the interstate. And the crazy thing was I had punched it into my phone in Apple Maps, and I kept hearing these dings, dings, dings as Apple Maps was basically telling me, no, go that way. Go that way. And Volvo was like, nah, ain't doing it. You're going down the cow path, baby. So I finally get to my hotel. It's like 3:30 in the morning. Mountain Time. So I've now been up almost 24 hours from the time that I got up that Friday morning for this whole trip. And I was tired and I was terrified. I was tired-fied, Gaz. I was tired-fied. Max. New word. I'm going to patent it.
It is. It's like
tired-fied. Yes. The lady who sticks pins in me said the exact same thing. My acupuncturist said the exact same thing when I told her this story earlier. However, when I was telling her the story, she kept looking at her watch going, yeah, I got to go.
Pretty much like
Anyway,
everybody listening to this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah, they're all like, we know there's a point here.
We just can't find it.
We can't find it. Can we go back and do more Gaz of snippets? That's what they're saying right now.
No, they're
and
not.
Glenn Beck
No,
is
they're
going,
not.
this is why you don't have a show nationally. Damn you, Glenn Beck. Anyway, so I only get like 3-4 hours sleep when I have to go to my sister's house, and I'm having a wonderful time with my sister and her husband John and their 2 wonderful daughters. And on Sunday we went to Rocky Mountain National Park, which if you've never been there, if you ever go to that area, go to Rocky Mountain National Park. We were going up this mountain, in this big park, and all of a sudden we were enclosed, not by fog, but by clouds. We were in a cloud bank, and because it's almost 12,000 feet when you get to the top of this mountain. Just as we were getting to the top, clouds broke, and we stopped at this outlook, and I've got some pics. And deep in the valley, you could see the clouds going through the valley. It was so cool. And then as we came down, I looked over and I was, oh, what's that over there? And Nancy looked, she said, oh, that's the Stanley Hotel. I said, what? What? The Stanley Hotel? And she's like, yeah. I said, that's the Shining Hotel. And she was like, yeah. I said, well, you got to go over there. I've got to get some pictures of the Stanley Hotel. And I got some pictures from far away, because they have all the major roads that go into the Stanley Hotel blocked with gates for people that just want to go there and take pictures. So, yeah, and not spend any money. They're like, no, we don't want to eat your overpriced food or stay at your overpriced hotel. We just want to take pictures of where Jack Nicholson, died from frostbite. It's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, no. But it was kind of cool to see it, because I'd never seen it in person before. And so my weekend with my sister and her family was terrific. And then I had my flights to Boise, which went through Las Vegas. Now, the reason why I picked that flight, it gave me about an hour and a half in Vegas, and I figured, I'll kill some time. I'll play some slot machines. Except at the airport, there's only 2 places that I found that had slot machines. One was in the middle of where all the planes come in, all the gates.
And I know where the other one was.
A smoking lounge.
No. Oh, you didn't let me say first, did you?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
In the toilet.
No, are there? I didn't use the bathroom while I was there. Or are you just pulling?
Yeah.
Are you pulling my arm?
Well, I was just thinking about condoms.
Ooh.
It's a slot machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll let you finish.
Okay. Well, I of course, because I'm a former smoker, I did not want to go into a room that is just like overflowing with smoke, because as most former smokers will tell you, they are 1 cigarette away from a pack a day habit yet again. So yes. I didn't want to go in there. And I felt like a fish in a fishbowl if I had played slots where all the gates were. So I ended up not playing any at all. And it was like, what did I come to Vegas for? And my brain said, for absolutely no reason at all.
Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
Say it again. So I get to Boise, and everything that I saw my sister-in-law. I saw my sister-in-law's son's family, and both her boys, and one of them is married with a 1-year-old baby, who was very amused at all of my 62-year-old antics, because apparently I really make babies laugh. Not anybody else, certainly not Glenn Beck, but everybody else. Nobody laughs, but this baby was highly amused. And
does he download the podcast?
He should. If he doesn't, he should. It's like, come on. And then leave feedback, except the feedback will be like, yes, yeah. 5 stars. So, but I did get together with Gary Apter for breakfast.
Yay. Yeah, and you did send me a picture, or he sent me a picture, rather.
Yeah, he was kind enough to come pick me up, because we only had, by this time, my sister-in-law had gone off on a trip, but she left her car for Tracy if she needed to do grocery shopping or do stuff with her mom or anything along those lines. And because I didn't have that car outfitted with my little convex mirror that I need on the right-hand side, it was like, okay, I can't drive because I'm not going to submit my sister-in-law's car to any potential guy can't see accidents. So Gary was kind enough to come and pick me up and then drop me off afterwards. We went to this really, really nice little breakfast place. Gary, you'll have to remind me what it is because I can't remember off the top of my head. But the food was delicious, and they made fun of my eye patch, and it was all in good fun. And we had such a great time. He took me over to where Boise State and the zoo and a couple of other places are. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I guess we were together a couple of hours, and it was really a lot of fun. And I'm greatly appreciative, Gary, that you took the time to come over and get me and spend some time with me.
You're welcome anytime. I don't mind.
No, Gary Apter.
Oh, sorry.
The other Gary.
I thought you were just thanking me because you normally.
No. It's like pork, the other white meat. I mean, and older people will remember those ads, but that's got nothing to do with anything right here. Yeah, no, but there I am anyway, because that's how my brain works. So I'm getting ready to come home on Friday, and it's the same kind of deal.
You're home already. You're home now. But you're home
I'm
now.
home now. Yeah, this was last weekend. So my schedule was I had a flight direct from Boise to Denver, and then I had to wait like 3 hours for an 11:50 p.m. flight on JetBlue to Boston. I know. And then a 2-hour layover in Boston to go to DC. And if that had all worked the way that I had anticipated it, I would not be complaining now, because that's how I set it up. That was how I got the free flights. However, I get to Denver. I start getting notifications that my 11:50 flight is going to be an hour late. And then
that's the start.
2 hours late. And then 3.5 hours late, which meant that even if I had taken that flight to Boston, I would not have been able to meet my connecting flight to DC. So I pulled out my iPad that has a cellular connection.
Well done.
For people who wonder why you would get an iPad with a cellular connection, this is an excellent reason why. So, and yeah, there was airport Wi-Fi, but it was darn slow. So slow.
It's also linking to your iPhone as well. But hey,
yeah. But cellular connection. No, I didn't have a connection on my iPhone.
Liar, pants on fire.
Yeah. So I get on and I'm talking to JetBlue. First, I have to talk to the friendly robot, and then they finally pass me on to a real person. And they said, "Oh, well, there's a flight tomorrow morning at 11:30. Can you get on that?" And he was like, "Yes, I'll just spend the night here at a hotel in Denver, catch that flight in the morning." As soon as I said that,
for the hotel.
No. Because it was air traffic controller related. That's why all the delays were happening.
Well,
so not their fault. So they say.
Yeah.
But I was willing to deal with that.
Okay.
As soon as I said, yes, let's do that, she was like, "Oh, it's gone." It's like, what? We were just talking. He says that, yeah, as soon as I finished telling you about it, it was gone. I can, however, put you on the 11:50 flight on Sunday night with a connecting flight Monday morning. So 2 nights now. And I'm supposed to be at work on Monday. And it was like,
yes.
It's like, okay, well, put me on that flight, but I can pretty much guarantee that I'm going to cancel it. And is that a problem? And she's like, no, the delay is more than 2 or 3 hours, something like that. So there's no penalty for canceling. And I went on and I found a direct flight on Frontier, which is another one of those super cheap airlines that they make you pay for the air you breathe in the cabin.
Which is fine as long as you can hold your breath.
For 4 hours or however long the flight is. Okay, we're turning off the oxygen for the non-paying passengers. Take a deep breath. And that was $350. So it's like $100 more than what I paid for the round trip. And I grabbed it. It was like, hell with it. I'm going to grab it. And it was around the same time of the JetBlue flight, like 11:30. And so I went up to the JetBlue counter and I said, okay, I'm scheduled to be on the Sunday flight. I want to cancel that in the Boston flight. And the lady looked at me and then looked back down, typed some stuff and said, okay, you're done. It was like, cool. I go across this little walkway to the Westin Hotel at the Denver airport, $350 for the hotel for one night. And at this point, I was tired-fied again. And
yeah,
it was like, hell with it. Just give me the damn room. I don't care. Got a steak with really, really nice little round red potatoes and asparagus, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and went to sleep. Took the Frontier flight the next day, got home, absolutely no problem. So what I have learned from this is that if I'm flying JetBlue, don't fly a JetBlue flight with connections. Direct flights, I have flown from DC to Orlando and back many times. Wonderful experience. This was the first truly bad experience that I've had on JetBlue, and I will not select them again for any flight that has connections.
but it wasn't their fault, Guy.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. But
You said it yourself. It wasn't their fault.
this is the kicker now. Sunday, when I got up on Sunday, I started getting messages from JetBlue saying, oh, well, you need to check in for your flight tonight. And it was like, what? What? No. I canceled that to get my $250 and my 50,000 points back. No, you didn't. It's like, yes, I did. No, you didn't. So I had to go through that process all over and talk to the robot, who then in turn got me to a real person who has, for the love of God, hopefully canceled. I haven't even checked. I'm thinking about it right now. And my OCD is like, go check right now. I said, I can't. I'm recording a podcast with Gaz. What would
And he won't let me.
do? And he won't let me. Neither will Glenn Beck. So that was my traveling experience. And
whoa.
as I said, I did not use the microphone. I did not use the webcam. I did not use any of the supporting equipment that I took for said microphone or webcam. And when I was getting ready to come back from Denver, I could not find in my bag, my larger backpack that I took because of all that extra gear, I could not find my Bluetooth headphones. And I was thinking, crap, I left them back in Boise. So I went and I bought another pair for $120 and from a kiosk that was there at the airport. And when I got home Saturday and I was kind of taking stuff out of the bag, I found the other set of Bluetooth headphones. So now I have not one, but two.
Guy,
Bluetooth headphones. Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't have adventures, what would you do?
I wouldn't be talking about it right now.
And that, folks, is how you fly in the States.
Yes. And I'm nodding my head.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
all right, hit me.
But we okay. We did talk about this at the very start, and then in the show that I don't have a tip. However, I'm going to jump in, Guy, because I'm clever. I'm clever.
You are a clever bunny.
You know that you can, record your screen. Everybody knows this, but I'm going to just remind everybody. Command, Shift, and 5 allows you to do a screenshot. But if you do Command, Shift, and 5, you get a little sub-menu at the bottom, which gives you the different options as whether you want to capture that entire screen, a selected window, or a portion of the screen. Here's the big tip, folks. You always seem to do these and then think, oh, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do that now. I'm all confused. I don't know what to do. Just press escape, folks, and you back to where you were with normality resumed. Phew, I got out of that one, didn't I?
Yeah. Normality except for this show. Nodding our heads.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish? Hit it. That's the end of.
No.
Hit it. That's the end.
No.
What are you doing?
Where is it? I'm very confused.
You are
Where's
very
my
confused.
combined one?
Guys, you are absolutely right.
You know what?
You've lost it, haven't you?
I hit the wrong thing, or I stopped the one. You know what? Never mind. It doesn't
Never
matter.
mind.
It
Move
doesn't
on.
matter. Yeah, Glenn Beck is laughing at me now.
And so are all those Glenn Beck listeners.
That's right. They're all like, yeah. And you wonder why you don't have a national show. There's any thought in your mind why. And now I have to look at this camera and go, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it now. Moving on. If you could please, in these times of these troubled times, please give to the Ukrainian Red Cross or Doctors Without Borders. There'll be links in the show notes, and they could definitely lose your help. And I remembered saying something about for pick's sake, but now I can't remember what it was I was going to say.
Okay, I haven't got one. So let's move on.
Moving on. We have feedback.
Do we?
It was part of the reason why it took me a little bit longer past that 15 minutes that you gave me to get the show started.
But love
considering
our listeners.
Everything else that has happened today in recording this show, I think it's quite appropriate, guys. I really, really do. And here it is.
Hey, guys. It's Greg from North Carolina again.
Hi, Greg.
In the previous MyMac episode, when you mentioned Guy getting a cream pie in the face, you said something about he was a fan of cream pie, but just let him get his goggles first. Guy, in your case, shouldn't that be the singular goggle instead of the plural goggles? Just thought I'd ask.
Well, you don't say Googles. I don't even know what that means.
You do say Google, though.
Yes. Yeah. So does that mean Google is only for people with one eye?
It could well be. I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. So if you have multiple things,
which is quite difficult. Which is quite difficult when you've only got one eye, actually.
Yeah, because you keep missing.
I want to see you hold a nail between your thumb and forefinger and hold that nail against a piece of wood and get a big hammer and see if you can hit it. The nail on the head.
You know, I'm kind of thinking my hammerhead nail days
are over.
They're pretty much done at this point. There'd be lots of wham, oh wham, oh wham, oh. Pretty soon it'd be Guy is not only missing an eye, he's missing a thumb
and a forefinger.
It'd be a much less impressive pirate hook.
Should we move on? Because I suddenly thought to myself, I'm going to have two jokes here. The first joke is the actual joke. The second joke is this was a short show.
Yeah, not anymore. Not so much anymore. It's become like a standard length show at this point, but that's okay because this show is full of yucks. Everybody out there is going yuck.
Yeah.
So, if you have done an iTunes review and we've spoken about it on the show, if you send me an email with that review and a link to it, and this goes back to something that Carl says in messages, because I still have no idea who it was that left that review back in, I think, April, because I don't see those. Don't even worry about it. Look it up for next week. We'll talk about it next week.
The thing is, I'm using my phone. Hang on a minute. No. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you. It is Craig Atkinson.
Oh, thank you, Craig Atkinson over there in the UK. And
All you have
gave
to
us
do, Guy, is double click on the image that Carl sent, and it comes up, and it's just on
phones do
there.
that. Phones do that now.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they do.
Well, I'm sure it's in the beta, but
Well, the interesting thing is, I'm actually looking at this on messages on my Mac, and when I double click on the picture, it opens it in a large preview, which is quite nice, actually.
Oh, that
Good.
is nice.
That's an extra tip.
Yeah, I guess I could have done that too.
So, Craig, if you're listening and you meant to give us that review, thank you very much.
Yes.
Send Guy an email. You'll hear how to send him an email in a short while. And don't send it to me, because I think there's a problem with my emails. I don't know what, but we'll gloss over that. I think I am still receiving emails, but if you send it to Guy, you'll get a very nice surprise, won't he, Guy?
He will. He'll get a Woo T, and you know what a Woo T is, Gaz? It is a big W, big O, big O, big
yes,
T,
I do.
little I,
No,
little E, exclamation mark.
I know.
And that spells Woo.
I know. Woo T. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never talked about that on this show before.
Ever.
Ever.
Never. No.
So we've done all the feedbacks. If you'd like to help support this show, and I gotta say,
why would you?
It's really questionable this week. You can do that by going to patreon.com/MacParrot. You can do that by going to coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. Send me a coffee. Or you can pay a pal by going to paypal.me/MacParrot. And Gaz, if people wanted to contact you and say, will you please get Guy to stop talking about Glenn Beck?
Anything.
Couldn't remember his name. How could I forget his name? How could I have almost forgotten his name? That guy that I've said his name about 20,000 flipping times on this show. How would they flip and do it?
Easy. Now, I think it's still working, because I am receiving some emails, but I might not respond to you because I don't know whether I can send emails. I'm going to do a test with Guy later, but I think there's a problem. Okay. Anyway, I can see them. So send an email to Gaz, G-A-Z, M-A-Z.
Oh, gosh.
At MyMac.com. You can also contact me on the Twitters. That's twitter.com/Gazmaz, G-A-Z-M-A-Z, or is it x.com?
Twitter.com.
X.
You want to send a tweet?
Ziti.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gazmaz/Gaz. You can also get me on the socials, Counter Social, and Mastodon. On Mastodon, it's gazmaz@c.im. You can also contact both Guy and myself on the Twitters, X-Twitters. See what I did there? Very good.
Very good.
That is Guy and Gaz, which is X-Twitter /GUYANDGAZ.
Cars.
That took far too long. You can also send an email to feedback@mymac.com, FWDBACK at mymac.com.
His name was Guy.
Oh, no.
No fooling.
Right. Oh, okay. I'm better.
If you want
an email from Guy,
how would they do it?
Oh, this show has been filled with fail. So
it's getting late here. It's getting late here.
It is. Well, it's a weekend, so you're good.
It is. Yeah, but I've still got things to do Sunday morning.
Or Monday morning. Or whatever day it is that we're recording this
whichever
show.
It is.
Yeah, we don't even know it.
Whichever day is today for tomorrow, I've got things to do.
Yeah,
Monday.
Yeah. Well, you would send that to Guy at you got to nod your head when you say that. Guy at mymac.com. Yeah, Guy. Or
Guy.
Podcast at vertshort.com.
Oh, I'm on the wrong page.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yeah, you were on the Guy page.
I was.
There's also over on the Zwitters, that would be MacPettit or Vertshark. Over there on the Zwitters. You can also find me on Counter Social as MacPettit and at MacParrot Mastodon.social. And we have a Skype telephone number, Gaz. For the love of God, yes, we do. But don't tell it to, that guy whose name I've mentioned a bunch of times, because I don't need the angry feedback. But that number is one. Oh yeah, him. That number is 1 or +1 outside the United States, 703-436-9501. And that number again, in case you didn't hear it the first time, like in all these weeks, weeks that I've been saying this number.
Years, I think you'll find, Guy. Years.
Over a decade now.
Yeah.
You can just send that to one or
on your headstone, it's just going to have that damn number.
And no other explanation, not even a name. Not even a name.
That number.
Just that number. And God only knows if my wife would continue to pay for it, but it doesn't matter. It
Beach
just
Boys.
doesn't matter. Beach Boys.
That'll be the Beach Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
God,
So that would be
knows.
one. God only knows how much I love you. That 1 or +1 outside the United States, 703-436-9501, or take that 1 and +1, put it into an envelope, send it to Glenn Beck, and just go right to the Skype app and dial 703-436-9501. But that is not the only way to contact us. You can also do it through a Google Voice number, which is Gaz.
703-828-4677. 703-828-4677.
And an amazing telephone number that it is. It says something if you do it out with the numbers associated, or the letters associated with the numbers, but I have no idea what that could possibly be.
It says the Humpton Wolf.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's more along the lines of a demonic prayer to Beelzebub. If you actually spell it out, but don't do that, please. We have enough devil may cares going on around in this world as it is. So, Gaz, on that note, I think that we're good enough. And especially this week, I think we're smart enough. And that doggone it, Gaz. Woof.
Yes.
Woof, woof, Wilf. That amazing dog, Wilf. People like us.
I told my wife that I thought she'd drawn her eyebrows too high, Guy. She seemed surprised. End.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on. Go on home and go home.